Hello, folks. It's Bill Race here at News Channel 9, and we are streaming live here as far as some weather is concerned. And I'm going to be looking for some comments to make sure you can hear me okay. And we're going to just go through some of the weather graphics here and talk about it. Actually, right now, the latest observation from Level Field was that they were having some light snow and 31 degrees. Now, I'm thinking that the area is seeing all kinds of precipitation. I've had many comments on Facebook that have indicated a lot of sleet and an awful lot of the mixed precipitation, even just freezing rain now. And outside in our parking lot here, we are having ourselves some icy cars already. And so this is getting started. Now, the ground in Chattanooga, for instance, the streets and that kind of thing, it would take a little longer to get some icing going, but the temperature is falling a bit, 31. Thank you, Mandy and Shannon, for confirming that you can hear. A wintry mix near the airport, near Airport Road is being reported. Let me show you a couple things here that might help us along as far as the weather is concerned. We are looking at this ice storm warning for most of the counties in our area. Now, there's a winter weather advisory for Northeast Alabama. There is a winter storm warning for Cumberland County as some snow could get involved there, as well as the sleet and freezing rain. So that wintry mix today and tonight, but then tonight we are going to warm up enough that it will be just mainly rain on Sunday. Now, here's what we'll spend some time with as far as the weather graphics are concerned, and that is that we have snow, sleet, freezing rain. The mix is certainly going on from here all the way back into West Tennessee and beyond. This is, as we've been talking about all week, is a very large weather system, and it is going to be giving, people a lot of time for precipitation, and eventually changing over to the rain on Sunday could be some heavy rain, and that could even cause some flash flooding. That's not out of the question. Felicia says it's snowing in Athens. Let's see what else we got here. Rain downtown, which isn't too surprising. And we have I was just thinking that if it's icing our cars out in the parking lot, there's a good chance that it's going to be certainly forming ice on power lines and trees like we've been talking about here over the past several days. Now, here's in close, and again, you're going to be seeing the blue and some pink in there, and that is snow and a mix. And also some of the green is just plain rain, but it's a little warmer. But that is not covering up very much of the area at all as far as the amount of coverage we're seeing here. As far as the valleys are concerned, I think we're all in the same condition, really, as far as icing. I think higher elevations would have a little more icing, though. They're quite a bit colder. And so they are like, for instance, last temperature in Crossville, I believe I saw was 22 degrees, but I'll kind of check on that as we go along here. Let's just check out what's going on here. Still 34 degrees downtown. I'm getting some word here. Now, let's just move on to some temperatures regionally. West is much colder, like Huntsville's 25, Nashville 19, Memphis, Jackson 15 degrees, and they have had snow there. Their roads are getting very dangerous and have been. Wind chills are in the teens and 20s and lower 30s, and we are going to find ourselves with that wind chill just continuing to be falling a bit, because the winds are going to be pretty strong today, and that's going to combine with any freezing we see in the power lines, on the power lines and tree limbs, that kind of thing. continue to affect the possibility of some outages, tree limbs falling, that kind of thing. Now, as far as I want to go back just a second and just show that I'm going to go back one more here. Crossville was down to 19 now. That's what I wanted to look at because it had come up a couple degrees, but because of the precip, I'm sure that has caused it to fall some. So it's 19 there, and they have mixed precipitation. Let's now move along to our future weather maker, which is currently right now. And we have the temperatures plotted here. This is 10 a.m. It's not impossible. The temperature in Chattanooga and in our area could be anywhere from 25 to 30 degrees. And so that would certainly be enough to create this icing problem. And that's why the ice storm warning is up for, not up, but is out there in effect for much of our area. When we move this along, this particular run of data shows a little bit northward movement as we get into the afternoon. So some areas, especially down North Georgia and maybe even up to Chattanooga, could see a little break, but then it fills right back in. And then we're back in the mix for the evening hours, and temperatures are warming up a little bit and maybe getting just to above freezing by 7:30, but still the mixed precipitation. But as long as it gets to around 32, 33, it's a fine line as far as the icing is concerned. Obviously, you're not, if the temperature at a particular area is above freezing, you're not going to have the icing problem. But this is very close to those that criteria. And so this is 11:30 this evening, and we still have the mixed precipitation, but a little more rain showing up. And then the next period of weather that is coming through here on Sunday is all rain, and temperatures, even though they're still cold, they are mostly above freezing, and the temperatures above us in a couple thousand feet high, certainly a warming taking place, and that keeps it from being snow here. Then we move along a little bit more here. Sunday afternoon, we're starting to see the end game here as far as precipitation. Temperatures upper 30s, lower 40s. And so any icing that we may have today and tonight will be relieved tomorrow with the warmer temperatures. So that is something to consider as well. And in the 7-day, we have weather alert, of course, for today, tomorrow, and Monday, because Monday's low 16. And we're going to be having quite a bit of rain on Sunday. And so a lot of wet conditions and some runoff going on Monday could definitely produce some black ice. And it's just cold and kind of windy on Monday. So we are weather alert for that day as well. So 35 for the high today. We probably already reached that, at least for the so far, but we will again have a chance to get to 35 maybe before midnight tonight. And then a low tonight of overnight around 30 or so, although it'd probably be pretty steady in the lower 30s. And then 42 degrees for the high Sunday. So that helps. 16 the low on Monday, and the high 29 is all. And then it still remains very cold the rest of the week. Highs in the 30s and lows 15 to 20, very common. The coldest morning, Tuesday morning, 8 degrees. We also want to point out that if you do not have it, we would recommend the WTVC Storm Track 9 app. And if you go to your store on your phone and type in, you can just type in WTVC. It'll pop up there, the Storm Track 9 app, and that will help you with several things. Number one, the first screen that comes up are temperatures usually, and you can see if we're today at freezing, below. It also has, I'm told, a feature that has a follow me feature that you might want to put on, so that if you're just not getting one area of weather as you travel, it will follow you and give you later temperatures. And so it's a very important tool. You'll get the radar, which is going to be very important, and it will show you the difference between what's falling as far as rain, sleet, snow, in the different colors, that kind of thing. So I'm just kind of looking here at some of your comments. Um, let's see. We have some funny comments. Uh, we have a freezing rain in Chickamauga. Um, Dalton, Georgia has frozen rain coming down with no accumulation. I am assuming that's sleet. And hello to Rebecca. And we have Robin saying freezing rain in Cleveland, southeast. And so these are things that are going to continue, and it's going to be a changing situation this morning because it's going to take a little time in some areas to start this icing. And some, if it's falling as sleet, you're not as prone to having the ice form because but the sleet can melt and then refreeze. So, the sleet and the freezing rain are really our biggest culprits today as far as causing us problems. Snow now near the Chattanooga airport, and the airport did report snow in the last hour. And David says he has some accumulation on his porch. And, we were talking this morning on Good Morning Chattanooga about some areas could, have a half inch or less in the valleys of even some snow. And that would be the best chance this morning. And then in the mountain areas, an inch or two is not out of the question, I don't feel. So we have to also take that into consideration. But that's an update for you for right now. I sure appreciate all of your comments. Now, you can go to my Facebook page, Bill Race Meteorologist. I have a post on there where you can log your observation for me, and that will help me know what's going on all around us. And I really appreciate that. So have a good morning, and we'll be back from time to time, of course, as we update the weather throughout the day.